Hi, it's Howard again from Golf For You. Some ideas on what I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis when people are coming in for lessons or clients I've had for a long time, or just their understanding of what the ball's going to do. Now, for some reason, I kind of understand it, but for some reason, so many people in the amateur game think they should be hitting a draw, but when you watch the traces in the professional game, lots of them hit fades. Yeah? Now, understanding the difference between these two is actually not that difficult, but it's amazing how many people just want to hit a draw because they think that is the thing to do. You know, my mate hits a draw, fade's going to be a slice, and sometimes they get, again, when they're going online and looking at things, they get the terminology wrong or confused with the terminology of what a shot is. You know, they say like they could be hitting a little push, which is just a straight shot out to the right, no curvature on it, but they think it's a slice. Or the fade's a slice, or a draw's a hook, and you know, not quite understanding where does the ball start in relationship to where it finishes. You know, so simple idea: a draw starts to the right, finishes back in target. Path, face control, same with a fade. Ball starts to the left, turns back to target. Now sometimes people have a fade and they'll go on, how do I stop my slice? Oh, I think the trouble they're getting into, you know, because they're going to be doing something that's going to be hurting something they're doing really well, because they don't actually fully understand. And you can go online and get modern day 9 ball flight laws. Wonderful thing, just download it off, you get it somewhere on the internet. It'll give you a better idea of what draws, fades, pushes high, what the club and the ball and the face are going to do to make these shots happen. Kind of example, if I get a little stick here, okay, so imagine this. For the sake of this video, this is where the target, this is where I want the ball to end up, in line with this, you know. Now if I'm swinging out to in, you know, your fade slicer guy, yeah, that means as I'm coming down here, the club's traveling outside that line back in, okay, and then relationship to the club face is going to be able, it will cause 3 different shots. If the club face is going in the same direction as my path, straight pull. If I have the club face pointing more at the target, it'll start at the target and move away. So there's lots of complexities, but the path is really the thing that's going to actually give you the curvature in your flight. So kind of understand how important the face is, because the face is going to dictate 70% of it. So 70% of the starting direction, and then the path will start to, in most circumstances, there's many things that can go wrong with this sort of stuff, but in most circumstances, hitting the middle of the face, that's what's going to happen, you know. So if you're kind of out to in, depending where the face is, you're going to get kind of fade, pull. You can only hit 3 shots really from there: fade, pull, and fade, pull and slice. So you've got one good one, fade, you've got one good bad one, little pull, and you've got one really bad one, is your slice, okay? So that's your out to in path. In to out path is now club travelling more down inside this line, getting to the ball and going slightly on the outside of it, okay? Now that has the opposite effect. You get draw, push or hook, depending where the club face is. So it shows you again how important this club face is. Yeah? Now if you want to change your path, so if you want to hit a draw, you're going to have to change your path. If you're an over-the-top guy, I hate that term, it sounds like something in the war, in the trenches, yeah? But if you're coming out to in, and you've got this kind of slicey, fadey type of stuff, easy ways to practice stuff, yeah? So let's assume you're an out to in player, yeah? And you don't like the fade, you don't like the slice, you want to hit a draw. When you go on the range, just put a stick or a club down it close to your feet. It doesn't need to be exactly on your feet. Huh? And have maybe something out in front of you which kind of dictates where your target is at the end. Okay? What you do is set the club face near close to the target and get your feet and your shoulders in line with the cane. And your job is to swing down the line of the cane. Okay? So, right, so now you'll see that ball drawn. Or hopefully you will, yeah? So there's a draw. Here's a draw, but there's how you can practice getting the club a little bit more. And even the simple times, if you don't want to go as far, you're a real slicer, you're really out to in, actually practicing more going this way can lessen that effect. So you might go less out to in, so it might straighten up your shot. So lots of benefits out of this. Now so that one there, if you can zoom into this, that one there was 5 degrees, 4.8 on into out, okay? Now, I'm too far into out, so I'm hooking and overdrawn. Now, I want to hit a little bit of a fade. So if you're practicing hitting fades, and even if this is just practice to add some different shots to your armory, is kind of what I'm showing you here. Try and keep it that simple. Now, your job is to manage the club face and where you strike it, but your path can be dictated to by just giving yourself a little bit of help here, you know? And on the golf course, you can just move your feet, swing along the line of them. It should help, but remember, the most important one is your shoulders, because you could turn your feet here to hit a draw, and your shoulders will be here. Your arms will still swing this way, because your arms will go where your shoulders are pointing. So your feet is a guide for your shoulders. I hope that makes sense. Now, for a fade, so we've got the draw there. Again, club close to the target. Now, if you look at my feet, my shoulders pointing way across the left, okay? Now I'm going to swing along that line, yeah? Right, now what you're seeing is the ball going the other way. Okay? Now you're going to see the path change a little bit here. Well, quite a lot. So if you now see this is 6 degrees out to in, and the ball starts left, goes back to target. So the first one starts right, goes back to target, starts left, goes back to target. Now I'm not saying until you're fully competent at being able to control the face and the path that you should be going and hitting draws and fades. I think it's really important for every golfer to find out what they do well that gives them the biggest success, and keep that as your standard shot. Don't fight it. But sometimes you might need this shot, you can practice it. Yeah? Or sometimes your standard is way too much curvature, where you can go opposite with your path and see if you can quiet it down a little bit. So that's kind of a simple way of practicing how to hit draws and fades. Remember, club face is important. The club face has got to be in the right place. You'll manage that. You'll manage that as you see the flight. But think of what your feet, using a stick, or even if take the stick away, you just use your, point the club, just use your feet, get this foot back, shoulder back, and club. It'll look as though the club's a little bit closed, and just swing straight along your shoulder and feet line, and hopefully the ball will start to turn back. Give it a go. It's not as easy as it looks, but it's an easy way to practice it. And if you get determined and disciplined with it, just keep going, eventually these things will start to take care of themselves. So if you're looking to hit a draw, that's the thing you can practice. If you're looking to, say, lessen the out to win kind of path and the big slice of it, do the same thing. It'll just bring it down a little bit. And same opposite. If you've got a hook, think about getting your feet and everything to make yourself go a little bit out to win. Now, it's really, really important, this bit. I remember learning this as a young guy, and it's like, couldn't get my head around it at first. Most of the things you think should happen, you need to do opposite. Exact opposite. So, your guy comes into me, got a terrible slice. I can fix the slice in 3-4 swings, no problem. Yeah? But when I tell him what to do, he looks at me like I'm a fool. Yeah. He looks at me and goes, what are you talking about? Because get the guy coming in, his ball's covered away across there, and it's past like 15 degrees going this way. What's the first thing I get him to do? I get him to aim away over here. And now I'm aiming him in a place he doesn't want the ball to go. And that's what he sees. He sees that going to the right, and now I'm telling him, point over there. But instinctively, when you get them and you turn them this way and they point that way, they instinctively start to turn it over. And after a few swings, all of a sudden the ball starts to, even sometimes start to hook. I've had people, I've fixed it eventually, but I've had people that can walk out of here and they've got the biggest hook they've ever seen, but they're so chuffed because they don't have a slice anymore. Because for some reason they think a hook goes further than a slice. So it's exact opposites. You know, somebody who's got a hook, aim them left. Get them to swing out to in, have the face a little bit open, comes back the other way. Yeah? I'm making it sound really simple, but it's not. It takes a bit of practice. So next time you're in the range and you feel you want to sort of change the way you do things, think about changing the path, okay? And use that little example. Just use something on the ground, getting you pointing in a certain direction, get your feet and your shoulders in a certain direction, clubs turned in a little bit or turned out a little bit, fire down that direction, see what happens. If you're not striking the middle of the face, make sure you go back and fix that bit, because this only works when you're getting decent strikes. You can have, you can have swinging out to in by miles and you whack it straight out of the toe and you get a thing called gearing effect, which is another video. And the ball just stays straight and you go, how did that happen? It takes a wee bit explaining that one, but I will do in another video. So hope this helps, and get on the range and practice it. Let me know how you go.